What is up, everybody? It's Sam, and we are back with another episode of Pessimistic at Best, the podcast. And I have my amazing friends, Brit and Kat, on the pod today.
Ooh.
Hello. I'm so excited. First time podcasters, both of you, yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Indeed.
First time for everything. It's going to be amazing. Well, we had a limited amount of time to do this because Kat is leaving us very soon, which
Sadly,
is so crazy.
But exciting.
But it's so exciting.
I'm so excited.
I can't believe you're moving to London.
I know. I am actually so surprised it actually happened. I literally was so confused at first. I was like, should I do it, Brittany? Should I do it? And she's like,
Totally.
yes, do it, girl.
Yes.
Well, and I love that I know you said that you are like, you move on impulse. I admire that because I have to think through everything. Honestly, too much. It's to a fault.
I know I'm a major overthinker.
Me too.
I'm like, okay, I could do this. But then a day later, I'm like,
I have to think through like every possible other thing I could ever do.
Every if and or but.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I think like growing up, like my parents were like, oh, we're moving here next. Oh, we're moving in like a month. I'm like, oh, okay. Like,
Totally.
you're like, let's get your stuff together. And you're like, I'm like, oh, new school, new everything. Okay, bye everyone. Like,
For
fresh
sure.
start. I think it's gotten me more like social and like being able to like talk to whoever and
I feel
anybody.
like that's why you're so good at meeting people. Would you say that was like hard growing up, like moving schools constantly?
But I kind of loved it as well at the same time. Like meeting new people, different personalities, different places, different environments. Like it challenges you, but it also I feel like it makes you just like kind of appreciate like what you
So did I challenge you when you met
yes,
me?
Yes, you did.
Hilarious.
And like my little 8th grade self, are we challenging enough?
I literally love that you guys have been friends for so long. That is so sweet.
It is. It's great. We were just scrappy little girls growing up.
For sure.
It's just, there's like a bond between women that are sisters that have all brothers.
That
is
makes
just
total
undeniable.
sense.
Like completely. We're just scrappy
And we
little
both have
gals.
2 brothers.
We do.
Are both of your brothers older?
No. Well, both of my 2 brothers are younger.
Okay.
And she has an older brother.
Yeah, I have an older brother and a younger brother, so I'm a middle child.
Okay.
She's that funsy middle child.
Hilarious.
Which we love. She's a boundary pusher.
Naturally.
Yeah, no, but it was just so fun. Like growing up, and her brother was best friends with my brother. Me and her were best friends.
That's so cute.
And so it was just a
meant
great
to
fucking
be.
time. It was so fun. And honestly, you should have seen us on the basketball like court when we were in middle school.
Played basketball?
We played basketball, and we were so insane. Like
It was so much fun though,
so
honestly.
fun.
Like we literally had a blast doing it like all the time. I feel like we were just crazy. Like we just had so much energy.
We're crazy. That's fucking
We were just,
awesome.
like,
Also, I feel like neither of you are particularly sporty now.
Not
and
at
I
all.
also say that
I
I
wish
say
I
that
was,
as a
though. I wish I
non-sporty
was.
girl. I see that in you.
I literally used to play soccer, like competitive soccer for a long time when I was younger. Like since I was like little, like played soccer every weekend. Like,
Did you
was on like a
really?
traveling team, everything. Like that
I
was
feel
my
like
life.
that's also on
Not
growing up
anymore
with
now.
brothers.
Yeah. It
Is
is.
you
It
are
is.
supportive.
You get,
Like-
it's very competitive.
Yeah.
But also, me and Kat were like the girls that in basketball, like if they're like, oh, we need to stop the clock and like foul out. You two, Kat, Brit, which one is it gonna be? And me and her like, I want to go. Like I want to foul someone out. Let's do it.
Hilarious.
And it was really, oh my God, it was so fun. It was such a great time.
I actually miss playing sports and like soccer and everything, and I feel like I've gotten like, out of it like as I'm growing older, and I'm like, shoot, I need to get back into.
I've
that.
lost
like,
all my coordination. Is the
Completely.
issue. I don't know if I ever had it, but it's certainly lost.
Yeah, like my foot-eye coordination is negative.
Well, because you do kickball now, don't you?
I do kickball, and I can kick it. I'm not necessarily good.
Totally.
But
I should be on your kickball team.
I can work a little bit. I did catch 3 balls in my last game though.
Oh.
And
Wait,
I
you can
was,
catch balls in kickball?
Yeah, you can catch
These
balls,
are
like
new
catch
rules
them
to me.
out. Like if
Okay.
somebody kicks a ball and you like catch it, then that's an out. It's almost like baseball. Like if somebody
Oh, I
catches
didn't
a
know
ball,
that.
That makes
it's
total
out.
sense.
And I caught 3 the last game that I played, which I have caught 0 the entire rest of the league, which is our literally last game. And so I was like, I'm just like jotting myself down as MVP.
Hilarious.
Like,
You're like,
I have
got
to.
it.
I have to.
That's amazing.
Because honestly, that was out of my realm. Like I like we said, I am not athletic. It's been many years.
Same.
But fun nonetheless.
I used to run cross country as well.
Okay, see, that's
I
what
used to be
did.
in shape, and I'm like,
Oh my God.
dang, what happened? I'm like,
I ran
after
cross
stopped.
country because I couldn't really do any team sports. I felt I was never a competitive person. I'm an only child, so I never really had to compete. So I was like, this is sort of a new thing to me, and I'm not into it.
Yeah.
People get so intense so fast.
Yeah, no,
And
they do.
so cross country, I was like, this is a thing where, like, if anything, you're more competing against yourself,
Definitely.
which I liked.
Definitely.
fun.
Yeah.
I felt so good after running 8 miles. I'd be like, you go to school the next day, you're like, wow.
Oh my gosh, for
you wake up so
sure.
early.
Oh my God.
You go to the pool and run like swim laps every Friday. We used to do that.
Crazy. They made
And
you
I was
guys
like,
swim?
Yes.
Whoa.
I was terrible.
Yeah, swimming's
like,
hard.
I literally, when we jumped in the lake the other day, my mom was like, can you swim? I'm like, Mom. I'm like, not really. Like, whenever
My mom can't swim. She literally doesn't know how.
I can swim. Like, when we were in Belize, like, they were out snorkeling out far out, and I was like, no. I was like, no. I'm like, I'm not
We were
going out there
busting
because I think like seeing like currents and everything. Like, I'm not like I can swim, but I wouldn't say I'm like a professional. Like, I'm not like out there trying to like get out there.
No,
It
I
freaks
get
me
it.
out a little bit. Like, you never know when a current or something's gonna pull you in.
No,
So.
that is actually really
Like, you have to be
scary.
careful. And I'm like,
Completely.
I can swim, but I would say my swimming is just not drowning.
yeah.
Like, I'm not like
Like-
a competitive swim. I certainly can't. I don't know a stroke. I just doggy paddle and hope
I
for
was
the
gonna say,
best.
I just make strokes up in my mind. I'm like, I
Yeah.
think this is what this would be, and I'm doing it. So
Right.
I hope that that's all right.
So I'm actually a professional
yeah,
swimmer.
exactly. Like, I know what I'm doing. Like, I had a pool growing up. Like,
Yes.
I tried enough, you know?
Literally.
It's muscle memory at this point,
Straight
hopefully,
up.
to an extent.
My brothers used to do swimming all the time, and they were lifeguards in college. And I'm
Totally.
like, what happened to me?
I
Like,
feel like lifeguarding was
why?
kind of like a hot job. That was
Oh,
a
it
cool
was.
thing.
People
Yeah.
love that. Even in college, people were like all into it. And I'm like, so tell me what the criteria is.
Yeah.
And they're like, you have to swim back and forth like 12 times and be okay. And I'm like,
Not a chance.
I thought I could, like I was saying, I thought I could swim. Oh my God.
Honestly,
no.
swimming laps is
Yeah.
actually so nice, though.
I've
like,
never
I'm
done
not good
it.
at it, but I'm like, once you get out there and you try, you're like, wow.
And it's a
Like, you feel
really good workout.
See, I like it while it's casual. And then when it's not casual anymore, it's a no.
Yeah.
I feel that.
You know?
I was forced to do it in cross country. They're like,
Yeah.
swimming, everyone get there now. And I'm like,
Cross country. I
know.
cannot believe I grew tits when I was in 4th grade.
Totally.
And so I literally was
And they're
never-
amazing.
And they're amazing. I was never able to be a runner, like ever. I
'Cause
tried.
how? Yeah.
Yeah, because I have to wear 3 sports bras and I'm still like not having fun.
100%.
I'm still like slow as shit.
Yeah.
Which is really fun.
Yeah.
But
you can do it though, girl.
I was with the walking group, like when we're in like athletics or PE or whatever,
sure.
like, and they're like, run the mile. I'm like, I'm chilling back here with all my girls,
Totally.
all my boys.
See, I would
We're
run it.
chilling.
Me too.
And I would
I
run
loved
it.
it.
And there was this kid who, Kayvon, if you're listening, there was this kid in our middle school. So the way that we did it was just like, I think a block and a half, maybe, like that you would have to do kind of like around the school. And so there are obviously at certain points when the teachers can no longer see you.
Yeah.
And he had fucking Heelys. And he would Heely the rest of the way. So he won every fucking time.
That's
and
a
I was
king
like,
right there.
Oh my God.
he's an innovator.
Brittany, that's you.
I'm like,
That's you, girl. That's you.
But I was so fucking pissed at the time. And I was also kind of like, why didn't I think of that?
yeah.
I
what?
know.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. What the heck?
Oh my God. I lived in the country when I was in high
Totally.
school. I lived in the middle of absolute nowhere, 1,000 people in my town. And for our running, they would drop us off on this dirt road 2 miles from our like high school.
Oh my God.
And they would follow behind us in the bus.
Oh my
and you
God.
would just have to like literally like run. It's 105 degrees outside. It's hot.
horrible.
And I was last, every time. It does sound illegal, right? Like, I'm like, there's not, like, I have rights, right? Like,
Oh my
come on.
God. That's crazy.
Sam, I think you would have loved this actually. That reminds me of when I was living in Wyoming. We used to we would have like track meets like in the mountains, like literally running through the mountains of Wyoming, like down these and I was like, that's what made me like fall in love with cross country. That's when I started cross country in
Totally.
7th grade, because I was like, running around a track is fun, but like when you're running through like mountains and you're seeing
gorgeous.
like literally like you're going through like down these like I literally am like twisting ankles on this freaking mountain, like rocks, like
trail
runs.
runs.
Like, where are we at? Like, and they're like, we're almost out. I don't even know where the ending is.
So that's
like,
why you're prepared for like mountain biking. When you're mountain biking,
Dude,
you're like used to the terrain.
I hated it, but I said, you know what? I hate it, but I love it at the same time. You know what I mean? Like you do it.
Totally.
I'm like, I'm scared of heights, but I still went skiing. I'm like, we literally went down mountain biking. I was so slow. I'm a cautious rider.
We went mountain biking like 2 summers ago. My friend Jackson was like, I want to do this.
Yeah.
And Kat's like, I don't want to camp. I don't want to do anything.
No, I've been camping so many times.
And he's like, okay, well, I want to do mountain biking one day. And me and Kat are like, we've never done this before. Okay. And we go.
I've never mountain biked.
No, I had never even thought of mountain biking.
Same.
No,
we were like, why not?
We were like, cool, let's do it. And we went. And we're just having a really good time. Kat stacked it a couple of times.
Oh my God. I tumbled on that mountain. Did you really? Yes, I did. And you know what? I was so slow and people behind me were like passing me by, but they couldn't even pass me by because it was like such a narrow path.
Totally.
And I was going so slow. Brittany's like, you gotta pick
like,
it up, girl.
I'm like,
pick
girl.
it up.
I'm like, let's get it. I'm hyping her up in the back. I'm like, let's go. And then she stacks it, and there's like 10 people like built up behind us.
Oh no.
And I'm like,
and she's just like pulling her bike off to the side, and everybody's like, are you okay? And she's like, I'm fine. Just like leave me alone.
I was
like,
so embarrassed.
That's the worst.
You know, I had so much fun though. Like even though we were doing that, like I love like just testing the limits, like having fun.
It was
just
great.
Trying new things out. Like it's fun. Like,
it was fantastic.
Even if
I feel like
scared.
it's especially fun to do something like that when you know, like, I might literally never do this again.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But now we want to do it again.
Yeah, no, we
I
do
know
it.
that. Even if I stacked it, I was like, we bought insurance on our bikes because we're like, I know I'm gonna crash this thing.
Oh my God, you
like,
could pay for insurance.
They're like,
because
you
I
could
knew.
pay for insurance or you couldn't. And me and her like looked at each other and we're like,
this bike might be coming back in 2 pieces.
Exactly.
So.
I'm like, and these bikes are like thousands of dollars.
Totally.
Like,
I was
there's
like-
no way.
I knew I was gonna fall over as well. I was like, I need insurance. I'm like,
Did it hurt?
Yes, I had scratches on my booty, all over my legs.
But I will
like,
say that we were armored up.
Yeah,
like,
we had
like long arm pads, like
shit.
knee pads,
Helmet.
like helmet. We were ready.
Damn.
To go.
Okay.
Yes.
We
Insurance.
Yeah, insurance. We look professional as fuck.
Nobody can stop you.
Yeah, we were going down that mountain. And you know what? We
God.
kept going down the wrong freaking one.
We did.
We went down
no.
a harder one than we should have. We thought it was the
did.
beginner one.
We thought it was beginner.
Oh, it's like skiing where there are different.
Exactly.
And I was like,
so we thought it was
was
the
so
beginner,
hard.
but it was really the first one that they tell you to go down so you can assimilate to all possible categories of the terrain.
It was a lot.
So like, quick like turnbacks, like stuff like that, like up and over bridges, like really steep drops, like stuff like that. It's trying to get you prepared.
Crazy.
But we kept going on that one. And then my friend Jackson later, he was like, I went on some blues and they were like way easier than that one.
Oh my God.
And me and Kat are like, what the fuck?
Yeah, thanks.
I thought it was the easiest one. I was struggling on the easiest one. I was like,
You're like, I gotta stay on this one because if I do anything else, I'll literally die.
I know. And I was like, literally like, is this the easiest one? Like these people are professionals out here. Like, that's why they ask you, do you want insurance?
Yeah.
Like, do you need insurance or you're going to fall over? Like, seriously. Like, that's a nice thing they're doing for us.
Totally.
But I want to go again. I literally, afterwards,
so fun.
we were like, but it's a workout.
Afterwards, I
my
could not
God.
sit for 2 days.
Oh my God, I'm sure. I mean,
You
even if I
literally-
go for a regular bike ride, it hurts my
Yeah,
ass. Like,
I literally couldn't sit for 2 days. And I even made a comment to the guy when I was returning my stuff. I was like, I literally feel so sore and like unwell. And he's like, honey, you're not supposed to sit on the seat. And I'm like, what is the seat there for? Like,
wait, so then you're supposed to just engage your fucking thighs the whole time?
literally your core, your thighs, you're supposed to be like kind of low key standing up the entire time.
Holy
maybe
shit.
we would have been better at it
Yeah,
then.
yeah.
Like,
Maybe we
honestly,
wouldn't have,
maybe there was
busted
probably a
it that
different way to do
hard.
it.
Yeah.
They probably need a training lesson there because I was
Yeah,
terrible
straight
at
up.
this.
They
because
did, but they did ask us if we wanted a training
Oh,
lesson.
did they? I didn't
and we were
remember
like,
that.
No.
Oh,
well, I think it was
God.
more of a me and Jackson thing, and me and Jackson were like, no. And Kat
I'm over here like freaking out, like
Humbling
scared of
down the
heights over here.
Humbling.
I'm literally like so slow, but I'm also very cautious.
But also,
I was so nervous.
That was our second to last run.
Yeah.
And so we did really fucking good.
Yeah.
For the majority of it.
We got better. I mean, you were good. I got better.
It
I would
was
say.
great.
You did good. I progressively got worse.
I don't think you got worse. You got better, definitely. Like, but I could not be behind you anymore because you were really slow rolling.
I think everyone else thought the same thing behind me. They're probably like, "Oh, there she is." Like, there she is, tie dye over there.
Again.
There is the pink tie dye girl.
Oh God.
That's so funny. Yeah, James's parents are into mountain biking. I've never tried it.
You need to go. Seriously.
I'm afraid of it as well. I'm definitely clumsy when it comes to that kind of stuff.
We were just on a
You gotta
whim,
do it.
and honestly, we even talk about it now, and we're like,
It's
we
so
would love
funny.
to go again. Like, it was
Totally.
just an experience. And like we were saying, we're not athletic people, so the idea of doing something athletic
Anymore.
anymore.
Yeah.
Anymore.
But we're actually former. We're retired
We're
athletes.
former.
Exactly. We're former athletes.
No, but that- We were supposed to go to Bonnaroo that trip, and then it got rained out.
Oh,
and so then Brittany was like, "My
So you're
parents."
like, okay, let's go mountain biking.
yeah.
Well,
Well, it got completely rained out.
Yeah.
We had all taken work off for
like
a
a
whole
week off. We're like, "What should we do?" And Brittany's like, "My parents are selling their cabin. Like, we should go up to it for the last time."
fun.
We should go like camp and hike
Yeah, it
and
was
maybe
so
make
much
a road
fun.
trip out of it. And we
Totally.
did. And it was
It was
like
a
a
great
whole
time.
experience.
Oh, that's so fun.
We went to
It was
Red
really fun. We
Rock.
went to Red Rock.
So this is in Colorado.
Yeah, this is in
Nice.
Colorado. We just like busted it and had a really good time. Met up with some of our Starbucks friends, stayed there.
Oh my gosh, fun.
Just made a whole trip out of it because we were like,
Yeah.
especially like in the corporate world, taking a week off is taking
unheard of.
a week off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I already took it off.
Yeah.
I can't take it back.
No way.
You know, like I gotta
We
go.
planned for this.
And I've been so excited to be like
Yeah.
the hell away from work. So what are we to do?
Also, you need to make the most of your trips. Like,
sure.
whatever you're
Completely.
doing, even like taking a weekend away, or even like just going somewhere like
Yeah.
local, like just having fun.
Yeah.
I feel like we're
agree.
always random. We
I
just do
agree.
random trips. We're like,
No, I love
let's do that right
traveling.
now.
Anytime James is always like, really? Because the second, if he sees me on my little laptop, I'm like probably looking at Airbnbs. And he's like, when in the hell are we going to go there?
Like, what are we doing?
We have $5, like literally. And I'm like, let's spend them in Ann Arbor, Michigan,
Not
or
the
whatever it is. No, it's just so fun. There's so much to explore. I actually love that you guys went mountain biking because that's how I used to feel about like skiing. We
get
like
that.
had these random ski trips in middle school that I don't know why they would bust all the like kids out to Tyrol Basin. Shout out. It was like this a very wimpy ski hill for Wisconsin in comparison to like obviously the incredible mountains you can ski on in a place like Colorado.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it's as good as we could get. And I remember thinking that it was so scary. And I'm starting off on the bunny hill, whatever. And then eventually I make it down like the Black Diamond. And I'm like pizzaing my fucking way
Oh
down.
Oh my God, Black
I
Diamond.
know. We're like, oh no.
I'm like,
I know.
hell no.
So, and that's like, again, it's like doing that, knowing that I'll probably never do that again.
But you did it.
Yeah.
But you did it.
That's
and that's the fun of
impressive.
it.
Thank you.
That is
That's
really
the
impressive.
major fun of it.
Oh my God.
And especially not being athletic now in my like,
For sure.
I'm not gonna say older years, but 20s.
Our late 20s.
Yeah, our late 20s. That's just like, it's so fun to find outlets that you actually like
For sure.
do enjoy. Even if you stack or you like fuck up a little bit,
Totally.
you know, you fall, eat
We're
a little
allowed to
bit of
make
shit.
mistakes.
It's fine, but it's still fun. You're like,
Yeah.
I'm out here doing something. That's
Totally.
really nice.
Sam, as you said, you're clumsy. I am so clumsy. I feel like I don't know what's wrong with me. Like, I am serious. Like,
is.
I still do it. I get back up. I'm like, okay, we're gonna do
And
it
I
again.
love that about
I'm like,
you.
we're gonna do it again.
Back
I'm like,
at it.
We're gonna go down this mountain again. But my brothers, they're such good skiers and snowboarders or whatever. And they took me down a Black Diamond.
I know.
I took my skis off and I slid on my booty.
I scooted down on my
I did not.
butt the
I was
last
like,
time I went on
they
one
were
of
like, Catherine, let's go
those.
down this. And I was like,
For sure.
are you serious? Like,
I know.
No. I was
No.
like, I'm like terrified. Like, that mountain was like this. I was like,
No, they are so scary.
Completely not.
I'm like looking down. I'm like, I'm gonna like die like rolling down this thing. Like,
no, I literally went like this the whole way down, like where my skis are going in and out, because I was like, otherwise I'm going way too fucking fast.
She's like, pizza, French fry,
yeah,
pizza, French fry.
Literally.
You got to keep it rocking. You got to keep it rocking. I'm a good skier now. I can work with it now, but before, like, I feel like everybody has this experience. Your first day skiing, you cry.
And
you cry, you cry,
and
you
the
hate
tears
it,
freeze to your
and
face.
literally, it freezes in your face. You're just so frustrated, like, why can't I get it?
Yeah,
but it's like riding a bike. Like, once you do get it, you got it, forever, which is so nice.
That is nice.
Love it.
Like, okay, like you could go bus back and be like, oh, I don't know if you could do a black diamond again.
It'd take me a sec. I think I'd have to do the bunny hill a few times.
Yeah. but you could get there easily, and that's the fun of it. Like,
I know.
Love it out there.
It's so fun. I have a bunch of friends who live out in that area who ski all the time. And I'm always like, okay, it makes sense that I don't live in Colorado, because they literally ski, I swear to God, from like October to April.
They do.
Yes.
Non-stop.
Yeah.
They love it.
Non-stop.
So you really have to be into winter fucking sports if you live out there.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm like, don't get me wrong, winter, I don't hate her, but I wouldn't say we're close.
Yeah. We're not close.
Yeah.
But maybe we would be closer if we had a sport or something to go do out in it.
I guess that's
here.
true. That's true.
Yeah.
Per se. Other than drinking. I mean, we drink.
Yeah.
Like,
my
in Chicago.
sport is getting to the bar.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, honestly,
there.
just like public transportation, sorting your thing
Getting
in the
there and
winter
back.
is like intense.
Traversing through the fucking snow. Yeah.
That is my sport. And
Literally.
I'm proud of it.
No, skiing is fun, but I just like getting back into it. I don't think I could do it again.
I know.
Maybe not now. I haven't been since year 7, and so I'm like thinking about it. I'm like,
Okay,
You
I love
never
that you say like
know.
year 7, because that sounds British to me. So you're gonna fit right in.
It's Australian.
That makes total sense.
But yeah, they're all just out there.
yeah. So I used to go skiing, small thing, in Wyoming. We had like a little skiing mountain. I think the Snowy Range. Shout out again.
Love.
But and everyone would like from our high school. We had one high school in the town. Everyone would be at the skiing range, and I was like, it was so much fun. You would see everyone from your school. You'd be
Oh,
like,
that's fun.
hey. People would stack it. You're like, oh,
Totally.
there she goes.
There she
There she
goes.
goes.
Okay,
I stack
so
it constantly. It's fine.
you've lived so many places, and from Wyoming, have you lived in Australia? Yes.
Yes.
What is your favorite place that you've lived so far?
Ooh. I would have to say they're all so different, I would say.
How many times have you moved?
Okay, so I was born in Pennsylvania,
Okay.
and then my brother was born in New York,
Okay.
and then we moved to, oh my gosh, no. Yeah, no, Colorado. And then we moved back to College Station. And then
Where's College Station?
Texas.
Okay.
Texas, yeah.
We're Texas A&M.
Yes.
Yes.
No,
Well,
no.
That's where we rekindled our
Yes,
friendship
yes.
in College Station
Okay.
But we met each other in Frisco.
in North Dallas.
Love.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then we moved to Wyoming. And then we moved to Frisco, and then to Australia, and then we back to College Station. I moved to Chicago.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And then like different places throughout some of those places, like in Australia, like a couple
Sure.
different places,
She's
and like
international.
in Texas, everywhere.
That's wild.
Who's Mrs.
And then-
Worldwide when you have Mrs. Worldwide right here? Like,
But,
come
like,
on.
they're all so different, and like I do want to go back to Pennsylvania because I don't even like remember it. Like
Yeah.
I don't even know I don't even know what really the town I was born in, like what's
Sure.
there really. Like I've been thinking about it. I'm like, people are like, oh, Pennsylvania. I'm like, oh my gosh, I was born there. I forgot about that.
Totally.
place. Like, I'm like, I can't believe I don't think about it. Like everyone in my family was born in a different state. And I'm like, maybe I should go back to everywhere we were born. Mom was like, everyone's born next to a Great Lake. Guess the Great Lakes.
Oh my
And guess
gosh.
where we're
Wait,
from.
that's cute.
And I'm like, Mom,
That
this
is so
perfect.
cute.
Like, and now we all still live in different states. Everyone in
Yeah.
my family, we all live in different states. And I'm like, I feel like this is how it's always going to be.
For sure.
Like, I'm going to be somewhere.
and I think
my
since you all grew up
brothers-
that way, you're also
Yeah.
comfortable with it, I'm sure, at this point.
It is. I feel like people are like, it's so hard being away from your family. I'm like, my family's always been away.
Right.
I'm like, we've always
Where's
been
home?
so
Yeah.
apart. And I'm like, it's comfortable. Like, that's why we have FaceTime, like all these different things now. Where
That's
you can like
true.
talk to people and like you make a life wherever you're at.
Technology makes it so much easier.
It
does completely.
And it's come a long way, honestly. Like being able to like FaceTime people anywhere, and like,
for sure,
even your grandparents, they've never come to visit us in Australia. Like being able to talk to them, like it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
I'm very excited. Maybe I might
really
move back to Australia one day.
Oh my gosh, incredible. Have you been back since you moved back to the US?
No, because the pandemic happened. I started college, and then I was just like, there's just too much going on.
I mean, it's like an insane flight, right?
So, yeah. I think it's been like 4.5, maybe 5 years now since I've been back.
Oh my gosh, crazy.
And I graduated like 2 weeks ago now. So my main focus was school. So I was like, I've been working like 2 jobs ever since. So I'm like,
good for you.
I haven't really had time. And I don't have any family there.
Yeah.
I have some friends, and they came to New York one year, and we all went to New York together. And like, I met some of them. Like, we went one of my friends in Belize this summer.
Oh my gosh, fun.
And because she lives in Belize.
She's so fun.
Okay, glamorous.
It was very glamorous.
It was so much fun.
It was so fun.
She's a cutie.
Is that the same trip where you guys were in London too, or that was a different trip?
No, so
we did go to London and see one of her other friends.
She's from Australia as well.
That's from Australia.
And she's actually my roommate.
She's going to be her roommate.
I'm very excited.
Okay. Yeah.
So come visit.
I would literally love to.
Brit's coming soon. I'm so excited.
Fun.
I literally like,
London's the best.
I'm so excited. I literally just want to like have fun and like just start a new life and travel, I guess.
And finally be able to live it up.
And like, because I've been so like, this whole year I've been like traveling, or not traveling, oh my gosh. I've been like working 6 days a week. It's been a lot. It's been stressful. Like sometimes 7 days a week, and I haven't really done anything, but it's all gonna pay off, and I love it.
Yeah.
It's been,
and now you're at the pinnacle of like, now it's time
it feels
to
weird.
do what I want to do.
Yeah. It feels weird. I'm like looking for jobs, and I'm still working 2 jobs, and I'm like, what am I doing? I'm like,
so finding a job in like a foreign country, I imagine that's hard.
Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I bet it is.
I don't really know what I'm doing, but the good thing is like I already have a place over there now. So like on
at
my
least
resume,
you know your neighborhood, and you know, right, and you have an address.
I mean, I've never been there to the neighborhood I'm moving.
Okay. What neighborhood is it?
Peckham.
Okay.
And so my friend, she used to live in that area before.
Nice.
And so she's been living in London for the past year, and she was like, she's going to stay there for her visas over like 2 or 3 years, depending on like what we do. And she found me a place with her. I'm very excited. She's a little kitty cat as well.
Oh my gosh, fun.
I'm very excited.
She does.
And I don't know. she loves the area. She's like, it's very fun. There's a lot of stuff to do. It's just outside of London.
Nice.
And I mean, we'll see
feel like
what
that'll be
happens.
nice.
She's going to be a South London girly.
That's hot.
I know, right?
You've been there before,
That's
right?
Awesome. Yeah, so I studied abroad there.
Yes.
And I fell in fucking love with it naturally, as you do.
You should move there.
Naturally.
I know. Yeah, literally. Me putting on my little accent. And it was like awesome. I loved it. I mean, I mainly picked it also because like I didn't want to learn another language. I thought that, you know, only one barrier to already being in a new place.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, we're gonna stick to this. And I've always wanted to go. I love like, I mean, it's such a pinnacle of like fashion culture. It's such a melting pot.
It does.
And it was everything I could have ever imagined. I had so much fun there. And when I came back, I mean, I literally remember coming home, I had like $20 to my name. I'm not even kidding. It was crazy.
know. That's what I'm worried
about. I was the exact same way coming back from my study abroad.
Oh my God. I literally remember being in the airport being like, should I buy this $6 bag of chips? Because then I'll have $15. Like crazy.
Where did you live there?
So, and I lived in Shoreditch.
Okay. Is that north?
It's like East London.
Oh, yeah.
That's where we went to the Soho House for the Halloween party.
Yep, that makes total sense.
Yes.
I know exactly where that is.
Yes. Okay.
And so
Shoreditch is nice.
It's really fun.
Yes.
And it's definitely like, I mean, I feel like when I went, it was like considered kind of like more like the hipstery neighborhood. It's still up and coming, whatever.
Yeah.
And so James and I actually went back this last year in, I think, March. And we hadn't been back, or I hadn't been back since study abroad. He actually did come and visit me at one point. And prior to that, we had spent like a week there maybe. So I had only been there a few times. And so we went back this year, and I wanted to go like relive my study abroad.
Yes.
So I tried to stay as close as possible to my old dorm and stuff. And like a lot of shit had changed, like tons, new buildings, all sorts of new like developments and stuff. But a lot of it was the same. I went and found my dorm, and like the lady who was working at my laundromat was still there.
Oh my God, I love that.
Like stuff like that. And it was just like, this is so fun.
I'm hoping to go on a trip like that soon.
Yeah.
I just want to go back to Barcelona and just see.
Oh, you studied abroad in Barcelona?
Yes. And I loved it.
I had some friends who did. It was amazing.
I loved it so much.
Yeah.
Like, it was just fantastic. And I even was able to get like a job under the table because
oh my gosh, that's awesome.
I know, I became really good friends with the cafe owner that was across the street from my apartment.
I wish I would have tried.
Yeah, I just would chat and I would honestly try to speak Spanish to them or like Catalan to them, and they loved it.
Of course.
And we became friends, and he was like, do you need a job? And I was like, I do, but I don't have a visa, you know? And he's like, it's okay.
Yeah,
like,
that's nice. That's really nice.
Cool.
I had a couple of friends who had similar situations where it was like very much under the table.
Yeah, very under the table. But then like I got to meet all kinds of people.
Yeah,
it was, like,
that's the best thing,
really
honestly.
fun. It was
and you
so
get to come
great.
home with more than $20.
Exactly. Like I think I was the only person that was working on my study abroad.
Totally.
Like nobody else was working, which respect. If I didn't have to be working,
I know
I wouldn't have been. But it was so nice to have like a little chunk of change. Like
for sure.
If I want to go to like Belgium or like Berlin or like anything for the weekend, like I could go and I could like make sure I had a good time.
Yeah,
which was really worth it. It was so fun.
But you probably also met so many cool people.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, just like cool locals people. Like coming in and
definitely
like that would be such a fun experience.
Yeah, and there's like still a few people that I very much keep up with, thank goodness to like social media. I will say I'm able to keep up with so many people that are like, they still comment on my Instagram stories or say stuff, and they're like, when are you coming to Spain? Like, we would love to host.
That's so
Aww.
cute. And it's always nice to know that you have a place to stay.
Exactly.
But you're also going to a wedding soon with some of them.
I am.
Fun.
So when speaking of study abroad, my TA for my study abroad group, she was also one of my roommates. She's getting married.
Oh my God.
In 2 weeks in Oaxaca, Mexico.
Dude.
Yeah. And so she's actually marrying a man that she met on our study abroad.
No way.
I know. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Okay,
that's like such a moment.
No, and so I'm so excited because I'm like, oh my goodness, it's gonna be
So
like
you have to be there.
Exactly, I have to be there. It's like a full traditional like Mexican wedding.
Oh my gosh, glamorous.
Plus, like all of his Spanish family, all of her Mexican family, like it's just gonna be beautiful.
Oh my God,
I'm
that's so
excited,
fun.
and I get to reconnect with all of my study abroad friends, which honestly, like,
yeah.
now I think about it, it was so long ago.
It's going to be so much fun.
It's going to be so fun. And yeah, I am kind of one of those people that's like, study abroad did change my life.
Oh my God, same girl.
Because it fucking did.
And it does.
And
it
did. Exactly. And I'm like,
no,
I'll take it. I'll take the slander because I'm in.
Me literally going back 5 years later and being like, no, like, this is why.
This is, like, this is the optimum tour because I lived it. Okay, like
going to every fucking place and being like, I was here
when I was like 21.
I know.
It was so
oh my
nice.
gosh. And then you're over there and you can legally drink and you come back home and I was like, wait. I think I was 20. I came back home and I had like 3 months until it was my birthday.
Oh my god!
I was like, maybe the longest 3 months of my life.
I had my 21st birthday there, and it was actually pretty insane. Just because like people there treat 21-year-olds like they're old.
Yeah, because I mean, for them,
they're like, you've been drinking for 3 years. Like, shut the hell up. And I'm like, what? Like, I haven't. I mean, I have, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's the legality of it at this point. Like, come on.
I haven't earned my right.
Exactly. My right is earned now, and I'm gonna party.
Where's
my right
my
to party
ID?
is now. Exactly. Like, I'm so excited. Oh, but the story I was gonna tell you about my study abroad earlier, that was crazy.
Oh yeah. This one is so crazy.
It was crazy. So, attention pickpocket is like attention. It's like huge. Like, especially in Barcelona, they tell you like,
yeah,
strap your shit. Like, my aunt tried to buy me one of those bags of like,
that you tuck under your fucking
like you tuck under your shit, or like the ones that are literally like metal lined and you can't like slice them open or anything, or there's like a padlock on every zipper, like just crazy stuff. And I was like, this isn't gonna happen to me, which it didn't until my second to last day that I was there.
No way.
So I was
oh no.
No, okay, so it didn't happen, but it kind of did. I'll tell you. I'll tell you.
Is this with Elton? Oh.
No. Okay.
Okay.
So one of the main things, though, Elton, which was he was one of our like advisors for our trip. Mm-hmm. This was the first week we arrived there. And Elton is also Kat's next door neighbor. Oh my God. And he's
Texas.
my professor in Texas and College Station.
I know. I didn't even know that. And then Brittany told me. I was like, wait, what? He's so cute.
He's so cute.
Nice.
He's probably like 80 years old.
I don't even know how old
like
he is, but
he's just
so
a sweet old man. He has this like caterpillar mustache, all white. Like he's so precious.
He's my neighbor. I'm like,
he's so cute. And the first week that we arrived in Barcelona, he was like telling us all about pickpockets. And then the next day he shows up at 8 a.m. for orientation. He's like, yeah, so I got pickpocketed on the train. He's like, my first time in 40 years coming to Barcelona, I got pickpocketed on the train. 40 years coming to Barcelona.
Not Elton.
I know, not Elton.
He's so sweet.
And so he got pickpocketed. And so then after that, I was like, caution.
Totally.
Meter on. Like, I am cautioned out. Nothing happened until my second to last day. Me and my friend Louise,
which is of course when you're comfortable.
When I'm comfortable, I'm like, I'm about to leave. Like my flight is booked. Like
nothing bad could happen.
The last thing on my mind, like the first thing on my mind is packing my shit up, getting home. Like I'm not worried about anything. I go to a vintage store because I'm like, I need to buy Kyle a gift. I need to buy my friends gifts. And so I'm in these vintage stores, like trying to like find things for all my friends. And my friend Luis, who was accompanying me, he was like, hey, I'm going to go into the room and, try on a couple sweatshirts. Like, tell me what you think. And I'm like, okay, cool. And I'm standing outside, just like leaned up against a rack, just like waiting for him to come out and looking at them. All of a sudden, I see this hand come around the side of me, and my Ray-Bans like glasses case is in the side of my backpack. And I see this hand come around. And so I'm like, no.
Oh no, that's really scary.
I know. And so I ball my hand into a fist and I just turn around and like,
good for you.
I hit this girl and she's just like, and starts running. The like store manager makes eye contact with me. She runs to the front, slams closed the like gate part. Like, you know how it's like one of those like gates? So she couldn't get out.
Oh my goodness.
And so the thing is it wasn't just her. Her other friend was behind me, unzipping my backpack to try to take my laptop out of my backpack and steal it. Yes. So there was two-man
operation.
There was two of them, two-man operation, trying to work on me while I'm just like, oh, that's cute.
Right.
No, that's bad. Like, just relaxing. Exactly. Like relaxing. And so she closes the thing shut. She's like, I'm calling the police. And these girls are like trying to get out.
Oh my goodness.
All this stuff. The policeman comes in like 2 minutes. And he's like, were these girls the ones that were pickpocketing you? And I was like, yeah, I literally hit this girl in the face. She has a big red mark on her face. Like I hit her.
Dude, badass.
Yeah, right?
Oh my God.
And so I hit her. And then her other friend, like the manager was like, I saw her like trying to take her laptop out of her bag. And so he arrests them. He's like, I need you to take a statement. I'm like, cool. But like, do I have to come back for this?
Right.
I'm leaving. I'm like leaving in 2 days.
Court dates, please.
Exactly. I'm like, I'm leaving in 2 days. I don't know what to do. And so I'm like writing all this stuff. And then he comes back because I'm like, I'm here for the drama at this point.
Totally.
Like after that, I'm like, I've signed all my stuff. My friend Luis like finally found his fucking jacket that we've been like there for. And he's like checking out. And the policeman comes back and he's like, thank you so much. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, did you get them? Like, and he's like, yeah, so they have illegal like Bolivian passports and they've been hitting this entire strip of stores for the past 6 months, pickpocketing people. And we have them on camera, but we just have never been able to like catch them in the act.
Which, no offense, girls, but maybe switch up your territory every once in a while.
I'm like, babies, come on, you're from Bolivia. Seek elsewhere. Like, this is not it. And so I did the damn thing, and I was able to assist an arrest, which, on my second day, my second to last day, I was not expecting. I was just expecting to like grab a Wilson Phillips like vinyl and like head the fuck out. I wasn't expecting that.
Not to make a cultural statement.
Yeah, exactly. And I was here, I put my address and everything down, and I was like, please don't fucking call me.
Right.
Because like we said, $20 to our name.
Literally.
When we got back, I'm like, I cannot be flying back for any witness type
Are you
of
paying?
shit. Exactly. Yeah. I'm like, and that's why I refused to even ride a bike when I was there. Because I was like, I'm not getting a citation.
No.
Hell no.
No.
I don't want to be in the system. Exactly. I can't come back for that. Like,
straight
oh my gosh. Goodness.
Oh my God, that's funny. I never even really thought about that. But yeah, you can get a ticket for anything.
You can get a ticket for anything. But yeah, so, I did some, fun little vigilante stuff. I was feeling really well.
Adds to the experience.
Yeah, it added to the experience.
Does.
And my friend Luis, he came out of the dressing room and was like, what just happened? Why is the door closed? Who are these people? And
do I look good in this?
Yeah, I look good? And I'm like, yeah, you look good. And there's a lot of crazy shit. I'll tell you later.
Let's leave.
Let's go. Let's go home.
Oh, that's crazy.
But also,
it was crazy.
Did you give him your U.S. number?
Yeah.
So they probably wouldn't have been able to call anyways.
That's what I'm saying.
I
gave him my U.S. number. I had to give them my address. I had to give them everything, my passport number, everything. Yes. And I was like, please don't call me. Yeah. I'm here in person doing it. I feel like that's enough, hopefully. But
True.
we'll see. I mean, I wouldn't mind coming back to Spain.
No, totally.
But
if I'm invited.
But it was a moment. It was crazy, and I'm very thankful that I still had my school laptop with all the stuff that I had just worked on for
sure
the entire semester.
That would have been crazy.
Still with me.
I know.
It was crazy.
If they stole that, oh my god.
During study abroad, James actually had a situation. He studied abroad in Chile, down in South America.
Oh, okay, wow. That's awesome.
And he fucking loved it. And he's Dominican. He's half Dominican. So he knows some Spanish, but I feel like when he was there, he really learned
more.
So much more. And obviously when you're submerged in it.
Yeah, you got to assimilate to the culture and everything. Totally.
Which I will say, their Spanish is very different than Dominicans. Dominicans don't finish their words, as I've learned, as someone who grew up learning Spanish in American public schools.
Literally.
Yeah.
That's how I was in Spain. I was like a fish out of water. I'm like,
oh my gosh,
oh,
okay.
You use those sotros? Yeah. I've never used that before. They literally told us to omit, completely. Forget about it.
No, yeah. So it was definitely a learning curve for him, but he really, really loved it. But there's a lot of pickpocketing and stuff that goes on there, and he literally got drugged.
What happened?
He was leaving a club, and he's just thankful he was leaving with some of his friends, and one of them was a female, so obviously glad this didn't happen to her, because that'd be probably way more scary.
Totally.
Yeah.
He remembers his friend getting dropped off at her host family or whatever, so she made it home safe, but then he doesn't really remember much after that. He got woken up and asked to get out of the Uber or whatever, basically a fake Uber scam type of thing going on, where they're taking these kids off the street as they're leaving the clubs, and probably someone in the club was the one who drugged him. Then he gets in this Uber. It's a whole thing. Yeah. And the guy just wakes him up and is get out, you need to get out of my car. And he's at some random gas station. The guy gave him just enough money where he could ask to use the phone or whatever and get home. And he didn't have any of his stuff anymore, but James is notorious. So he made it all the way back home to his host family, but he's notorious for sleeping in and missing things, and he was supposed to go on a school's sanctioned trip the next day, and of course didn't have any of his things, no phone, no card, no way to get a hold of him, and literally inappropriate. Showing his ass to the camera. Inappropriate if you're watching. My son just flashed the camera. Anyways, rude camera hog. But and so he got out at a gas station, made his way home. The next morning, misses the trip naturally.
No.
And everyone's classic James, missing
typical,
the fucking trip,
Yeah.
not answering his phone. He's probably sleeping in, and they went on the whole thing without him. And then he I think I don't know if he was on his host mom's iPad or something, or he he made it into the Facebook, hacked the mainframe.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so then he had ways to get a hold of people. So I remember he messaged me, and he messaged his mom and told a couple other people or whatever. And he was lucky because his parents were coming out to visit the next week.
Oh, good.
So they brought him a new phone, new credit card, all the things.
Yeah.
But scary.
That's so
That
scary.
is scary.
That's so scary.
So
oh my goodness.
Why were they trying to do something to him, drop him off at the gas station, or
I think they just they had basically stolen everything off of him at that point, and then he was just get out of my fucking car, I don't want to deal with you.
They probably tried to make him pay for the Uber and pay for all the stuff, and then were give me all your shit while he was not well.
Yes.
and dropped him
He's
off.
so lucky.
I know.
Like,
He is
Right.
so
Like
lucky.
really in the grand scheme of things.
but
that's
it's
Yeah.
still
incredible.
so like
But
that's very
so
scary.
insane.
I know.
Oh my god.
Right?
How long was he there
Damn.
for?
He was there for, I think he did like a 5 or 6 month stint. So we both studied abroad the spring of our junior year.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's what I
So-
did mine as well.
Yeah.
How long have y'all been dating for?
Literally 10 years. We had our 10 year our 10 year
Oh my
anniversary
God.
this year. Yeah.
So-
Congrats.
Since high
Crazy.
school? Like-
Yes. Which, don't get me wrong, we've broken up 2-3 times.
It's 10 years,
as one
Yeah.
does.
you know? Like,
Yeah.
when you're young, it's
Yeah.
Wow.
like that.
It's healthy at this point.
Yeah.
I think, you know, obviously we grew from that. But yeah, we started dating like our junior year of high school, which is fucking crazy. It literally makes me want to throw up. I'm like,
Wow.
I love it.
Oh my god.
I know, it's crazy. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
That's like
goodness.
seriously. My brother is a high school sweetheart as well. He was dating his wife now
Why?
for 10
Totally.
years. Like he's 28, 29.
Nice.
So are y'all thinking about getting married?
We've definitely
or-
talked about it. I don't have the funds right now.
Yeah,
like,
no. I
I just don't have
It's a moment. It's a
And for
moment
me,
in
if I'm
itself.
if I'm gonna participate in marriage, like I'm doing it for the party.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to change much about my
100%.
relationship.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
y'all are already.
It's the same
Yeah.
all, you know?
So then I want to be able to like really do it the fuck up. So that's going to cost me some money.
Of course.
I
and,
agree
you
with
have,
you.
and you have good taste too. So it's like, it's
No, I
gonna
know.
cost
We
you
can
fucking
tell.
money.
Like,
You're going to have to shell out,
You're gonna have to
bitch.
shell. Like I'm looking at everything
know.
right now, and I'm like, yeah, she has a vision. Sort it, like
Yeah.
please.
I get what you're saying.
So,
Like, if I ever get married.
yeah.
I agree with you. The party, like just spending time with your friends.
Because that's
and
like the point
family.
of it to me at this
Yeah.
point. Like I feel like the construct of marriage is not as necessary. Yes, I
Yeah.
want to be able to go to the hospital with you if you get admitted.
Yeah,
I guess maybe there's some tax benefits, but I feel like other than that, like it
Yeah.
honestly doesn't change much anymore.
Yeah, no, yeah, I don't think it
So-
does that
Y'all are
much.
already.
But I saw his brother. James has 2 older siblings, and his brother got married last year, and he gave us about 3 weeks notice.
Is married? Or to-
Yeah, I mean they've
Wow.
been dating for like 6, maybe even 8 years now.
But
so
to his
like
wedding,
he was like, you know what, Eileen and I are gonna get married, and we're just gonna do the damn thing when we're home in Madison over Christmas. And I was like, okay,
I love that. Okay.
I thought he was about to be like, we're going to Cancun,
Yeah.
3 weeks, get your shit together.
Be here or
Like,
don't come.
Yeah.
Well, so they practically eloped, you know, and so it was very much like, you know, we want to just like come home. It'll be immediate family, and
Yeah.
like they did it at the Capitol in Madison, and which is a gorgeous building. Have you guys ever been to Madison?
I have
Yes.
never been to Madison.
My mom
Oh my
was
gosh, you'll
born
have to
in
come.
I've driven to the
Madison.
countryside, but I have never been to Madison.
Madison's fun.
My mom was born in Madison.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you
I like
are just from
Madison.
everywhere.
Yeah.
They're all over. They're all over.
Madison's
everywhere.
very cute. I love
Madison's
it.
cute.
Is that where you're from originally? Or
So
like-
I was born in Milwaukee, and most of my extended family's in Milwaukee. But I moved to Madison when I was like 8, so I feel like most of my
You spent most of
you know
your-
Yeah.
cognizant existence was
Yeah.
in Madison.
Yeah, your cognizant adolescence
Yes.
was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Completely.
So, but yeah, and so they just like did the damn thing. And it was like maybe 11 of us total. And
Aw.
they got like some woman off the internet to officiate for them.
Oh.
She was like this.
Love
she
it.
was like this. Like she was in her 70s, maybe even her 80s, and she was so funny. I can't remember her name, but they like found her, did a little Zoom interview with her to like you know see if they had the same vibes. And whatever. And then she was like, yeah, I'm so down to officiate your wedding. And they're like, well, we're thinking Friday at 5. And it was probably like earlier that week or maybe the week before. And she was like, oh, Fridays, I usually do bingo with my friends at 5. So could we do 4:30?
So no. So no. You have to
like,
30
sure.
minutes before.
I love that. It's on her time.
Literally.
She was
You know
like, I'm
what?
still like down to go straight into bingo afterwards, but you know, can't miss it.
No.
That's a
Can't miss
moment.
it.
I love that.
Hey, I respect the bingo grind.
No, same.
I used to love bingo in college. Like,
So I don't know
love
if I've
bingo.
like played the official way. Like I've definitely done like bingo at school or whatever.
Yeah.
But,
Have you
like,
done like the 6 games at once? Where
No.
you're like,
No.
oh my gosh. There was this place, me and Kyle and our friend Kate, who she's actually moved into Chicago soon.
I think I
You
met
met
her.
her.
Yeah,
Yes, you met her.
That's so fun.
Yeah, we used to go to bingo in college every Tuesday.
No way.
Yes. And
that's like us in like trivia.
Yeah, and there's like a smoking room and there's a non-smoking room. So sometimes when we were feeling like a little frisky, we're like, let's go buy a pack of cigs and like sit in the cig room and like play. But no, it's so intense. Like we got to a point because it used to be BYOB, but they had to stop BYOB because people would get into fights about who won bingo.
Oh.
Like
it's in the streets.
Call the cops, like fights. So they're like,
bingo's intense.
So they're like, no more alcohol not allowed.
Okay, totally.
So we would just show up with our like Taco Bueno, like bean burritos and stuff, and just have a really good time.
Gosh,
still.
Fun.
But it was so intense. Like the first time I went, I was like, holy shit, I am like daubing like 6 games at once. And then we got to a point where we were doing like 9 games, like 12 games. Like,
totally. That's intense.
Oh my God. And the people
amount
watching,
of attention you have
the
to
amount
pay.
of attention, but also like I'm people watching. I'm like, oh, that person's so interesting. Oh shit, I need to daub like freaking 12 different things.
Totally.
It was so fun though.
So what's the limit though? Like
in terms of how many you can
yeah,
play?
like you just buy as many as you want?
The limit
or
is
like,
anything.
I think essentially.
As long as you're able to play it, it's anything.
Yeah.
And honestly, a lot of the older women, which I will say bingo queens,
of course, majority of the population perhaps.
Yeah.
Literally, the majority were playing on like automated like computers.
Like the
oh my
iPad.
God.
That they would literally just type in like
they're professional.
Exactly. They would just type in like G6 and then it would like clear out like 48 like plays for them.
Is that even legal?
Shit, I don't know. I'm like, BYOB's not legal, but that is disrespect.
Okay, I would have been doing what they're doing.
Disrespect, but you
Type
know,
it in.
it's the fun stuff.
Honestly.
I was like, you get it. And most of the time, those were the ladies that were winning. So
Totally.
I'm like,
That makes
heard.
sense.
I never won a game. Kyle never won a game.
No
Kate never won a
way.
game.
Probably because
never
they
won a
had their
game.
little freaking.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. These people are buying like 1 million of them. They're ready
For
to rock.
sure.
They're like, oh, that's
They've
$700.
rigged the system.
That's mine. Like,
That
oh,
is-
baby,
So they were like
that's
good
mine.
prizes.
No, they
Like,
were like good prizes, like really good prizes, like really high cash prizes that were really fun.
So it was like different rounds, like one round, second
Yeah,
round.
you
How much does it cost
You-
to play?
It literally cost maybe like, I don't know, maybe like $1.
Oh, okay,
game.
good deal.
Oh, $1 a card?
Yeah,
or
$1
like,
a card, and then you would be able to play like at least 6 games.
wow.
So
Oh my gosh, fun.
yeah, it was really fun, but it was also like, you're in it. You're like, your anxiety's rushing because you're
You're
like,
intense.
You're
You're trying
like,
to get
I
it.
want to win. I want to win.
I feel like there's something fun about using the actual stamp. Though.
I agree.
is,
I feel like the
it
computer is like,
is.
they should have a rule.
It's cheating.
Saying
It's
the
not the
computer's
same.
Like, I know,
The
it's not-
computer's not
yeah.
fun. I'm like, that's not the idea.
No.
The stamp is fun.
That's not the camaraderie behind this entire thing.
Right.
Like, everybody has their fun little colors.
Yeah.
They're poking their shit.
Yes.
And it's cute and it's fun. And we're going to maybe win $700.
Annie
you
got
don't.
like an
And I
actual. Annie got like an actual bingo machine with like the like.
The little,
She got it off like
rolling-
Facebook Marketplace or something. She had a bingo night last year, but I couldn't go. So
I know. I couldn't go either.
Yeah.
I was so sad about it.
Hopefully she'll do some more of that.
Hopefully, I'm like,
I'm
do
trying
it
to win that
again.
freaking prize.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm like, I cannot let my bingo skills go to waste.
Yeah.
Like, I put too much work into
practiced.
this. Exactly.
You've been doing it for too long.
For
Literally.
months. I gotta.
That's so
Gotta.
fun.
No, but I just love the old school, like.
Oh, it has such charm to
crank.
it.
It pops out of the little thing.
Yes.
You gotta grab it.
I love
It's
it.
just so cute.
See, it's funny because I feel like you talking about that crowd reminds me of like I have not been to very many casinos in my life. I've been to a couple in like Vegas or whatever, which is obviously a different vibe because it's like a lot of people are visiting.
Of course. Of course.
But there was one night actually in Madison. I don't know if any of you have ever been to Ho Chunk Casino in Wisconsin.
No.
Can't say that I
And
have.
No.
that's okay. And
But
that
I
is
respect
okay.
it. I respect it though. I'm into it.
And
What is
so-
going on now? I'm
There
excited
was
to
one
hear.
night when we had a bunch of people over at our house, and I don't even remember. It was like already getting later into the evening, and our friend PJ like gambles a little bit, right? So we were like cracking these jokes, and I think someone made a comment like we should go to Ho Chunk or no, we were thinking about going out to bars is what it was, and then there was like a couple of bars thrown out there, and I was like, no, we don't want to go to those. And then a friend raised the question, like, what if the love of PJ's life is at this bar right now? And I said the love of PJ's life would be at Ho Chunk Casino.
let's go.
And then suddenly the whole room was like, we're going to Ho-Chunk. It was crazy. So we all of us beelined to Ho-Chunk. It's probably a 15-minute drive.
Wait, what's the name? Ho-Chunk?
Ho-Chunk.
Ho-Chunk.
Chunk,
chunk.
Oh, I think that's Ho-Chunk.
Because in Wisconsin, they're all on native lands or whatever, because that's the only places where it's technically legal to gamble.
Totally.
Because they don't have laws against that.
I just like the idea of chunk.
Yeah,
I think it's so fun.
Ho-Chunk. Okay, I love
that. That's kind of
I love the name.
A little chunk of a place.
Yeah.
And you literally pull up, and it's of course mostly older people, similar to bingo, I assume.
Yes.
Old
100%.
people just love to gamble their fucking money.
Oh, they do. My grandparents are in.
They love to win that fucking prize
or lose their.
And lose it. I was gonna say they mostly lose. Everyone loses.
I'm like, oh.
Oh my God, I lost.
And so we get there, and I was like, this might be the saddest / most fun place I've ever been. I was like, this is crazy.
I like it here a little bit.
And everyone is glued to their little screen. It's neon. They're all playing their fucking games, pulling the levers, and I'm like, this is crazy. And the way that it was so busy, and it was probably I don't know, Saturday night, maybe 2 a.m. I was like, this is...
You were at Poppin' Time. You were at Poppin' Time.
That's why I don't like it, though. I don't like going to casinos from
I know.
Some of them are fun, probably some of the different games, but I also don't have the money to be playing.
Well, and
what games were y'all playing?
I don't gamble, really, because I would say I'm risk adverse.
Same. I am so cautious.
Yeah.
I'm literally
the penny machine.
No, same. I'm
same.
I will bet the I will bet minimum bet on everything.
Yes.
And that's
every
exactly
time.
How I play. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm you will never catch me.
I do a celebrity shot.
It is fun, but it's little 1 cent ones.
Yeah.
You're oh, it's gonna take me a million of these.
Oh,
to
100%.
actually win something.
100%.
I know. And
So
I don't think anybody won. We did a lot of slots.
A lot of slots. Okay.
Ho-Chunk doesn't have any actual tables, so you can't. It's really just machines.
It's just machines. I will say the first time, which I know is beginner luck, the first time I went to a casino ever, I was in college, and my friends were like, "Let's go to La Berge in Louisiana." It's
a much more glamorous name than Ho-Chunk.
Yeah,
totally.
they're it's literally 2 hours away. I'm like, cool, let's load up. We go, and everybody's in the car chatting. How much money you bring for the weekend? I'm like, I brought $35. And they're like, what? We brought $300.
What are you planning to do with that?
Exactly. They're like, you're not going to last 15 minutes. I ended up making $800 that entire weekend off my $35 freaking dollars.
Fucking
all
way.
of my friends lost all of their money.
Wait, that's awesome.
It was amazing.
That's amazing.
I sat at slots, and honestly, it was all game plan. It was all because it was 21 plus, so you get free drinks. And I'm like, I'm down to hound. I'm down to guzzle some drinks, free drinks in. So I positioned myself right where they come out of, the waitresses come right out of the bar, out of the back kitchen. And they're exactly. I'm like,
hello.
hi, I'm sitting here playing.
Yes.
Please feed me. And so I did that for a while, and I was just winning on slots. I won $350 on slots.
Oh my god!
And so then after that, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna graduate to big girls table, and I'm gonna go play roulette. And my friend Kelly was like, I'll teach you how to play roulette, let's go. And I was betting so minimal, I was saying, I'm a minimal better. They was 10 max. I was betting $1 chips on everything, slow rolling. I went until 6 a.m, slowly racked up $800, and I was
my god,
I had a fun night.
Yeah, literally.
Everyone else is
my friend
no.
Justin is coming back I just lost $1,200 at the blackjack table. I'm like, you're insane.
Literally. And that's your business.
Exactly. And that's your business. Don't tell me about it, because I just won a fuck ton of money. And I'm going to Boston next week.
Strategy.
Exactly. I'm going to Boston next week. I'm eating hella lobster rolls. Relax.
Literally, this trip is actually bankroll.
Exactly. I like it here. I like La Berge.
Oh my god, that's awesome. I don't think I ever won.
I've never had the same experience ever again.
I don't win things.
Yeah.
I've noticed
honestly,
that about myself.
yeah, no, same. My luck is shit.
Yeah, same.
Brittany, do not say that. You just won $800, girl.
I know.
My luck is shit.
This was 3 years ago, 5 years ago. I don't even know how long ago this was. This was a long time ago.
No.
I don't win anything. I was telling you, bingo, I went for like 6-8 months. I didn't win shit.
Totally.
I'm never the person that gets called for like raffles or like gift
like
giveaways or like on the radio. Like I am never that person. I have never won a single thing.
Some people are like that though. Like they're like,
I know.
I just won 3 free tickets. I'm like,
they got good luck.
Right.
I'm like, I have.
Are you serious?
I've never won a game of
You're gonna give it to
tabs.
me?
Like I
Like,
really
what?
I have never been that person before.
No.
I don't win games.
But
I don't win them.
I
I wish
neither.
I could.
Gambling is like a hit or miss. Like I've seen people lose a lot of money. Like I used to work
and
at
that
a
is so
sure.
crazy to me because it's like the deeper you get, the more you want to spend in order
and you
to
get
win it back.
addicted to that sometimes.
Yeah.
Like spending the
I
money
see
and
how it
seeing
can
it
happen.
like
I can see how it can happen because when I was winning my $800, I was riding.
you want to keep going
crazy
though.
as high. I was like,
yeah.
whew, it's 6 a.m. I want to keep rocking.
Yeah, and with a couple drinks in you.
6 in the morning.
I'm like, let's keep
so
rocking.
funny.
All my friends are still rocking, but they're like losing money. My friend Kelly's like, cash me in. I'm like,
Yeah.
sure, I got you. Because
Right.
I'm like, fuck it. I mean,
See, I
what's
get
it to
so
me?
nervous spending any money on like.
I know.
gambling. Like, because I'm like, what's gonna happen? Like, you never know. Like, you never know.
Right. This could
And,
be
like,
lost
yeah.
forever.
You
When I used to
do.
work at a bar once, like in Australia, like they used to have little slot machines. I see people in there. I go and clean up, and like see people doing it like for hours and hours.
I know.
And I'm
It's
like,
sort
and
of sad. It's like a little
over,
bit
and I'm like-
depressing.
and I was like, oh my gosh, like,
I know.
but then they're putting a lot of money in there. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, give me that money, please.
Even like the slot machines, I feel like the odds are just so against you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, for
Like
sure.
that's a machine.
Those are rigged.
Yeah, that's so much. I feel like that's way more rigged than a person like dealing
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
out.
Definitely.
Like at least there's like an intimate like.
I
oh,
agree
you're
with
giving me your
you.
cards, like all
Yeah.
these things. Like instead of just like I'm pressing a button, like I don't know what's
Right.
going on in the back end.
No.
Maybe James
Yeah.
could let me know.
Straight up.
Yeah, I'm like he's
Yeah.
into all like the
He's
back
doing
end
that
gaming
shit.
stuff. Like he knows.
Yes.
But
like I don't know.
I agree with you. You are right. Like dealing it out and everything. It's a more personal experience. Like seeing it, all
is.
happen. Like,
Yeah.
seeing everyone's reactions are so funny. It's
Yeah.
like,
But
people
maybe
watching, you're
that's
like,
why- Maybe
And,
that's
like,
why
a
they get
poker
addicted
face.
and get into the, like the game. 'Cause
yeah. They're like,
oh, maybe this person's on my side. Like they're dealing me
Right.
good cards.
Right.
Never.
and then you see it. It's like sad as well when people lose all their money.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
100%. There was
It's like an emotional like roller coaster. It's
definitely
really sad.
there was a time that I went and I met this guy and I had my A&M ring on. I don't have it on today, but I had my A&M ring on. He's like, oh my God, I went to A&M like in the 80s. I'm like, that's cool as hell.
That's awesome.
Started chatting with him and
Yes.
he's like, here's $100 chip. And I'm like,
Thanks.
oh my God, you're so nice.
And
he's
that's on being a beautiful woman.
Exactly. And he's like, well, you're beautiful ass. Let's go to the roulette table and you pick out my numbers for me because you feel lucky.
Totally.
And I'm like, cool. I'll go with you. I pick out
Oh my
the
God,
numbers.
pressure is on.
Literally, I pick out the numbers and I'm like, I am getting the fuck out of here
Yes.
because
Did you win?
he might come. I don't know. I left because I'm like,
Yeah.
either I could win and he'd be like, oh my God, where is she? Or I lose and he's like, give me that $100 chip back.
Yeah.
Or like, he's like, you pick shitty numbers. What the fuck?
Totally.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
You're like, I'm leaving.
so I was like, I'm pocketing this 100. I'm gonna go.
100%. You gotta
booking
take it like that.
it.
Because honestly, either way, you don't really want to be his good luck charm, but you certainly don't want to be his bad luck charm either.
Exactly. I'm like, either way, it's a lose-lose.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
You're like, I don't
gotta
know
go.
you,
I gotta
goodbye.
leave.
Yes.
Exactly. Just
You're like,
that
why
you know,
not?
you seem chill. You seem
Right.
nice. Hope you're on a winning streak. If not, I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna head out.
But either way, leave.
For
Got
sure.
to. Got to. Completely.
No, that makes
Completely.
sense.
I love
I know.
Vegas.
I like
I love all the fun stuff.
Vegas is crazy. It's also a crazy place to me because the times that I've been there have either been for obviously pleasure or like work. For some reason, work conferences, they love to have them in Vegas.
They do? For
Yeah.
you?
Is that like a big
Okay.
like hair salon type place?
Well, I don't know because we're just at all the giant conference centers in the casinos. And
Is
like
it more
we've-
like marketing like conferences?
I mean, it's definitely for my clients like in the
Yeah.
industry. So like hair so far, I feel like I've been to like tons of hair shows there.
Okay.
Like trade shows, expos, all these random things. And I'm like, okay, this is a crazy place to like be when you can't really just like be drunk off your ass.
Yeah. You're like, this is a
Yeah.
really sobering moment.
Yeah.
Like being sober here
In this
of all
place.
places.
Yeah.
I feel like they want you to get in like the energy, like the spirit. They're like, I want
Yeah,
you to feel like
totally.
going.
That's
You're like,
true.
oh, I'm sober right now.
Yeah,
but it's
right, right.
Like, I'm feeling it.
It is a fun place to people watch for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Like the last time that me and her went to Vegas, we went to Vegas for her birthday.
Yeah.
What, like
Oh my God,
2
fun.
years ago?
A year ago.
2 years ago?
A year ago. Wait, no, was it 2 years ago? Oh my God.
2 years ago we went, and we didn't even gamble at all.
No, we were so busy though.
We were busting around doing.
I don't even know what we were doing on the pool. Like
totally, the pool parties are crazy.
We were staying up till 5 a.m. I couldn't sleep because she was snoring next to me.
Hilarious.
It was just.
I snore like a bear. Okay.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
It's my secret. Don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone.
Safe space.
But no,
but it was so fun. But the people watching it's
so fun. Also, you meet so many people all the time. Like anywhere you're at, you're just like, I love chatting with people.
Yeah.
Like,
well, we know you meet people, Kat.
I mean, like it is so much fun.
To you.
They are.
But people are just so fun. I'm like, they're like, what do you do? I'm like, we'll come with you. Okay, let's go. We'll
come with oh my God, that's hilarious.
But like people are just like, people are always out and about doing things. You know, like
down for whatever.
Why not like chat with people and like.
And most people are visiting, which I feel like makes for an extra layer of like, we'll just fuck around this one random ass night in Vegas and see what happens.
And even in the pool, you just meet people. You're like, what's up? You're like hungover. You were up till 6 a.m. You're like laying there at 10 in the morning. Like, oh.
There was one night when we were in Vegas. This was one of those trips where we were in college, so we didn't have very much money, meaning we were very much relying on like men buying us drinks.
Yeah, I get that.
Now I feel like if I went to Vegas,
that's the last thing you would want.
Literally.
Yeah, you're like, no.
I actually have my own money and I could afford the $50 beverages.
Yeah, the likelihood of
never mind.
Forget about it.
Don't need
but
that.
The way that we were literally like in need of that at the time. So my friend, we were like planning to go out, and she found like a veil like strewn over a bush, like probably from some bachelorette party or something, or perhaps literally like a Vegas shotgun wedding. Who knows? But so she found it
regardless.
Yeah.
Over this bush, and she was like, "I'm gonna put it on. I'm wearing a white dress. Like people will think that you guys are like my bridesmaids. We'll get free drinks all night."
Oh,
yeah, you will.
It was genius. It worked. However, the types of men we were attracting were mostly like extremely old. Not necessarily people we want to hang out with, but we do know that they had money. So,
but people that could buy you drinks.
You're like, we need some drinks.
You know, like.
And so like they like invited us into their VIP section, whatever. And my friend Sophia was the one wearing the veil, so she was obviously getting the most attention, which was hilarious. And she's like sitting there with like her arms around these big burly dudes, and she's like just laughing it up. She's like telling all these stories about her husband to be and like all these things. So we were like really leaning into the bit, and then it was very much time to go home. Like at this point, everyone's dancing with their shoes off, dirty feet on the club floors. Like it was just crazy.
Oh, one of those.
We were like, it's time to go home.
Okay. The wild bridesmaids night.
I'm like the feet on the floor.
It's the real
Vegas
party.
Floor. That's
disgusting.
Happening. It's
Time
happening.
to go.
The stuff we could be catching off those floors.
Like it's happening right now. It's fine.
And so we ended up going back to the hotel or whatever. And like naturally, every hotel you have to walk through an insane casino to get anywhere you're going. It's very disorienting.
Yeah.
Totally.
And then we get over these escalators, and like, you know, everyone's tired. We're starting to all kind of get on each other's nerves, getting in like low-key fights because we're all drunk and whatever. It's time to go to bed.
Yeah.
And we are like walking up the stairs, and Sophia decides to take this little escalator. She's still wearing her veil. The escalator doesn't move, so she trips and like kind of like trips up the escalator, cuts her foot wide open. She's literally bleeding all over the floor of this fucking hotel.
God, you were so close to being home.
And she has her veil on, and there's literally this man who's just chasing her around with a mop everywhere she's going. He's like just a second behind her, mopping up her blood. So she takes off her veil, she's sobbing, and she goes, "I don't want to get married anymore." Oh my God, it was literally so
You're like,
funny.
I bet.
It was
That is great.
hilarious. And I was like, we're never invited back to Vegas.
I think Vegas liked you a lot. Yeah. I mean, he was sweeping it up.
He was.
Like, you know,
Truly.
Vegas was feeling it. It was giving you the energy back.
Vegas is crazy.
I mean, it's a wild place.
I feel like
Sin City, and it's called that for a reason.
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
It is a wild, just
totally
wild place, honestly.
100%. I went back with my parents. My brother turned 21 like
God,
2
hilarious.
years ago. And he was like, I want to go to Vegas. My parents were like, hell yeah, let's go. And we went. And we went to this like magic show and we all took edibles.
Gosh.
My mom and dad have not taken edibles since like the 70s when like dirt weed like was like the main like, you know, grub like of the time. And so they were like not used to medicinal weed at all. And we took these edibles and my dad is just geeking in the entire magician show. Like he's just like, oh my God, if he pulls out a 3 of hearts, I'm gonna fucking lose it. And he pulls out 3 of hearts, he's like, ah! And everybody in the crowd's like, that's so fucking funny. Like they're just loving his energy.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Me and my mom are in the back like,
Totally.
my mom's like, I'm so overstimulated. Like, this is so much happening. She's just
100%.
zoned into the magic show. She's like, this is real. And my dad's like, oh my God. And it was just so funny. We literally couldn't find our way out of the casino that night. Like, we were just going crazy. And my dad's like, I think it's this entrance. And my mom's like, no, I think it's this exit.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
It's so.
because you're like
I'm
inside,
sorry.
outside.
There's
outside
so
a little
many
bit,
different
back
ways.
inside. It's like, where's
And
the
everything's
fucking car?
neon and glowing.
Exactly.
And
there's
everything's connected.
Yeah.
There's
It's
machines,
messed
there's
up.
restaurants, there's theaters, there's
Yes.
everything. I'm like, I don't know.
There's
where
girls
I
wearing
am.
feathers.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I didn't-
Charging you $80 for a picture.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, what's happening?
Honestly, that's why it's so overwhelming. That's why I probably won't go back. Sorry.
No, I get it.
I don't want to go back.
It's
If I'm being
overstimulating to be
honest, like,
sure.
It's just too much. I'm like, there's other places I want to go to.
And it's
Been there
insanely
once and done.
expensive.
It's
Yeah.
over expensive. I'm like,
Yeah.
why is
it's
this
really
It's so cheap
so
to get there.
expensive?
And then everything once you get there is $1,000 fucking
I'm
dollars.
like, why?
Yeah.
Though? I'm like,
It
is
is
this really
really
that worth
expensive.
it?
No.
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 It's because they want people to go and spend all their money.
Yeah, they want you. They want you to
gamble,
get drunk and be like,
like, drink, yeah.
You want to do all this stuff, don't you? You little drunk
Exactly.
fiend.
Right.
And you're like, hee hee hee.
And you eat all this,
I
and then also all the food is expensive.
Oh, and
like,
it's like
it's like
mid.
ridiculous.
Yeah, and it's mid.
Like,
Yeah.
It's mid.
It's like
I will say when we stayed for your
did
birthday,
eat some
we
good
stayed at a
food.
nice ass place and had some really good food. Very expensive, but
Totally.
very good food.
it was really good.
It was nice.
We
but
weren't doing
also,
that when I went
like-
because, again, a couple of girls on a budget.
But also, we were dumb bitches.
We spent
No hate to all the other bitches out there, but we were dumb bitches. We wore like heels and shit, like going
same.
out. And
I traded
That's
shoes
why
with
we walked home
people. I was
barefoot.
like, Brit, let's trade shoes.
Literally, we
I was
were
like, I can't
just
do
we were
that.
losing our minds.
I
Like
know.
even midway through the night, we're like, oh my God, it's literally only 11:30 and my feet are dead. I did
For
not
sure.
realize how large Vegas is. I'm expecting like
I
we're staying in
know.
one
You're
place.
getting your fucking steps
walking
in.
through.
You were getting your steps in
Yeah.
completely.
I didn't realize it going through all the hotel room.
It was heinous.
Even just to get from your room to the elevator
Yeah.
is like miles.
it's a moment.
Yeah.
It's a complete moment.
Walking
And you are
outside
going
your
to see
hotel.
400 people
Yeah.
on your way.
And they
sure.
see you crazy coming back to your hotel room.
Yeah, they see you
and
getting
they're like,
brunch
The
at, like,
stuff that
1
those
PM,
people
like,
must
crusty.
you know what? I feel like
Yeah.
it should be like a TV show there.
Literally.
There probably is a TV show there,
100%.
honestly.
Yeah.
Even
I
just
feel like
the
in
people.
Vegas.
I'm like, just the people that come
I
out. Like,
know.
I would love to see like people's morning looks.
They should be
Like coming out, going to brunch.
Truly.
Going to spend $400
Looking
on
completely
brunch,
heinous.
but looking insanely heinous. Like, just funny as
honestly,
hell.
they should be like, hey, if you want to stay here, you're going to be part of the TV show. Do you
Yeah,
want to be part of our
it is.
wild ride?
You want free brunch?
You can stay here for free if you're part of our show.
Yeah.
See,
And
here's a
anybody
crazy
would be down
night.
because they're going to do it regardless of if they're on a TV show or not.
For sure.
I think
They
it'd be
would totally
so
in.
funny, honestly, just seeing them wake up
Completely.
snoring at night. You can record me snoring.
Oh my God.
Hilarious.
Record
I
your
love that
story.
you snore.
Brittany puts our earplugs in.
She stays the night at my house like at least once a week, and I have I literally bought a whole jar of earplugs.
These are like 4 when Kat comes over.
No, literally.
Yeah,
the
so whenever
only
we
time
travel
I
together,
wear
go anywhere,
them.
she's a little earpluggy.
I wear my
I'm like,
earplugs, and there was one time when we were in Vegas, and there was like 4 other people in the room, and her friend was literally like, "Oh my God, I could not sleep," and I'm like, "Yeah, girl, you have to evolve, okay? You have
Okay.
to put these in."
Oh my God, that's
I
hilarious.
realized I need to start buying earplugs and bringing them with me for other people because I
you
forget.
don't. No, you
but I
don't.
forget
You
that I
don't.
snore. Like,
When
I
was the
forget.
first time that you like realized that you snore?
I've done it since I was in kindergarten.
Okay.
So it's been like
She's been a bear for a
Totally.
moment.
it's been a little. I got my tonsils and adenoids out when I was younger because I thought I was gonna stop. I don't know. It's been a whole process.
Oh, really? So sometimes
then-
that's like what causes snoring?
Yes,
I think so.
it can
but I also
sometimes.
like
Okay.
I got
or like
this out-
deviated septum,
Yeah,
or like
I have a
anything
deviated
like that.
septum. I have one now, but like when I got my tonsils and adenoids out when I was in year 1, and then I played soccer since I was in year 1, so I think I've been hit in the face a couple times by a ball.
Okay, totally.
So now I have a deviated septum now, but I still snore. Like I've always snored.
Okay, interesting.
But it's gotten better. My mom said.
I will say that the other night when you after we had that party, we were all out.
Yes.
You
so fun.
that was the most minimal snoring that I literally have ever heard from you in my life.
Oh, I'm getting better.
It was really hot. I was like, I woke up a little bit. I was like, I woke up because I have to pee, not because Cat's snoring. That's so hot. And she's not even snoring right now. I can go right back to bed.
So now she like pushes me over, and I'm like,
no, most of the time,
what are
I'll
you
just,
doing?
Kick the fuck out of her. I'll be like, wake up.
And
I'll
then
just be like, roll over. Because I know when she's on her left side, she will snore. But if she's on her right side, she won't.
Interesting.
so she knows me. She's like, I know the way you sleep.
Yeah, we're like
You're,
basically
like, pushing her
partners.
over.
Like literally, we're basically partners. Like I'm like, I know your patterns.
Oh my God.
and
And I
literally
don't know her
love
sleep patterns
that.
because I just pass the
No,
hell
because
out.
she's the deepest sleeper.
I
So like,
do.
even when she's snoring,
That's
she's
nice.
in like deep mode. Like the fire alarm could go off, she would never wake up.
I'm jealous of that.
Somebody could come in with a knife, she would never wake
I
up.
would never.
Ignorance is bliss.
So
I would
I'm
never know.
like, that's
Even when
why
she
I sleep
kicks
next to
me.
the door or anything. Yeah, no. Even when I kick her or like elbow her,
Trying to wake me up
it's
just
like
to make sure.
7 times, and then finally she's like, oh. I'm like, roll over, and she's like, okay, and then right back out. I'm like, what?
Oh my God,
I
that's
wish
so
I could sleep
funny.
like that. Like, holy shit.
I know the way that is so. You're getting your REM.
I
am.
Oh, she's
And
red.
Yeah.
it's always been like that though. I'm like, I don't know what's wrong. I'm like, but I love it. But once I hit the bed, I'm like, I'm out.
Totally,
So I
I'm
try to
jealous of that.
I try to let other people go to sleep first, and then I'll go to bed after them, because I know like they.
Because
need,
you're like, I won't have a problem.
yeah, I'm like, you guys go to bed first, please, because I'm good.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
You're somewhat nice about that sometimes.
Okay, wait. When did you guys like rekindle your friendship?
Was it my
Like how old were you
2019.
guys?
2019.
my junior year?
Okay.
End of 2019. No,
Beginning
Like,
of 2019.
spring 2019. Because I moved
Yeah.
here spring 2019.
Yeah, so I think
It was your
actually-
5th year. It was
No,
your,
yeah, it was
oh,
my-
it was the end of your senior year.
No, it was the
your
end of my
5th
junior year. No, it was the end of my 5th year.
Yeah,
it was.
yeah.
Or the 4th year. It was
Your
the end of
4th
my
year.
senior year. So
And
I
you did
ended up staying for a year
a double
extra.
major, yeah.
Because I
I
got
did an extra semester. too.
I decided to just get a business minor because I'm like,
Fuck
I
it.
don't want to leave yet and fuck it. I did a little stint of changing my major for a minute because I was like, I don't think
Totally.
architecture is for me,
Mhm.
which I'm happy I did it. But yeah, I just awoke one day. I think I went to like some type of A&M because A&M's like really big into traditions. And so they have all these events that you can go to, like
Okay.
Midnight Yell, like all these things.
Yeah.
And I think I posted something actually for like Midnight Yell, that we were at Midnight Yell in Kyle Fields, like at this big event, and posted a picture, and she saw it and was like, oh my goodness, you're in College Station.
I just moved back from Australia.
Oh my God.
And so I was like,
Yeah.
hey, like, let's get dinner.
Let's
so we
get
met up.
dinner.
Hadn't seen each other in like years.
Like
Well,
8
a
years.
while.
Wait, that's
Literally 8
amazing.
years.
And then we just
Oh my God, I
rekindled.
love
And then
that.
we were just right back in.
Yeah,
It was
and then we're
so
hanging out all the
fun.
time.
We were hanging out all the time, and then COVID happened, and we were like in our little COVID pod, like freaking the fuck
Totally.
out.
It
And
was
we were
just-
like, it felt like we were the only people in Texas that actually like gave a shit. So it was like really weird.
Oh, I'm sure. I can't even imagine. Because even in Madison, where people did give a shit, I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah, no, like nobody cared. Like in Texas, nobody actually genuinely took it seriously for the most part. And me and Kat were like
I was
tripping the fuck
I just
out.
moved back from
Totally.
Australia, and I was just like living with my parents, and I was like, it was a lot.
It was
living
a
with
lot.
my parents, like coming back
Of
from
course.
everything.
We went on
like,
our hot girl walks. Like
we loved our hot girl.
there was
one
this
does.
there was
We
this
loved
one
it.
incident where I remember Kat was with me like the day before. I was a DoorDash driver during this
Oh
time.
yeah.
No way.
Yeah, so I used to DoorDash drive to make my bills.
Totally.
Because girl gotta work.
Absolutely.
And I was door dashing, and I went into this parking lot to drop this
gosh, I know
person's
what this
thing
is.
off, and the parking lot was like at an angle, and I went up and I turned too soon, and I hit a fire hydrant, like
No.
completely fucked my entire car.
Wait, did it like, is water gushing everywhere?
No,
No.
water is
Okay,
not
okay.
gushing everywhere. So I call my mother, and I'm like, Kathy, what do I do?
Oh,
And she's
no.
like, is there water? I'm like, there's not water. Like, I don't think it's working. And she's like, leave. And so I'm
That's
like,
real as hell.
I know. She told me
and
on
she was
Twitter,
like,
I was
just get
what?
out. And she's like, leave. And I'm like, what? And she's like, is there cameras around? Do you see a camera in your vicinity? I'm
Oh my
like,
God,
no. And
funny.
she's like, leave. So I leave.
Honestly, good advice.
So I literally leave and I go home, and the next day I'm like, this is my first year of living alone. So I'm like living alone, and I'm really embracing my like nudity, like
totally.
at home.
You're like, this is my house.
Exactly. This is
your
my
place.
sanctity. Like
Do
I
it.
am like my sanctuary, my dojo.
Of course.
Like, nude in here. I'm like cooking my breakfast, like having a good time.
I love it.
And then all of a sudden I'm hearing these banging like on my door, and they're like, "Hello, Miss Bush, are you in there?" And I'm like, "Who the fuck is that?" Like,
also, one sec, I have to get dressed.
Literally, exactly. I'm like, I am naked, and who is that? Because like, you know how people are nowadays. Like, everybody will text you, be like, "Hey, I'm pulling up," or like,
For
"Hey,
sure.
I'm at your
I would never
door."
just knock on somebody's
Like,
fucking door.
bang on someone's door. Exactly.
We all know who it is.
I go into my bedroom, and I'm like just trying to like get clothes on real quick. And thank goodness, like my bedroom has a window in it that like looks out onto my front porch. There's these 2 police officers there, and I'm like freaking out because I also have a fever. So I'm like nervous because it's during COVID time. I didn't have COVID at that time, but I was just sick. And
you're like, are they about to tell me that somebody's a super spreader? Like, what's going on?
Still freaking the fuck out. I'm like, oh my God, did I get somebody sick? Like, I DoorDashed the other day. I've stopped since then because I feel sick, but like, I'm so confused. Also, there's these officers at my door, and I'm naked. Like, I don't know what to do. And so I get my clothes on so quick, and I'm like, opening the door because they keep knocking on it. So I'm like, I need to go.
Right.
I'm walking up to the door. I'm like still buttoning up my pants, and I open the door, and they're like, "Does Brittany Bush live here?" And I'm like, "Yes, it's me." And they're like,
It's me.
They're like, "Did you hit a fire hydrant the other day?" And I was like, "Yes, I did." And they were like, "Well, that's city property. Like, you need to pay for it." And I was
oh my
like,
God, crazy. How the hell did they know?
That's what we were talking about. We never knew. We never
figured out how they knew.
Some of them like took a photo of her car when they're like looking out their window.
They had to have, because I honestly, not me trying to evade the law, but like I looked everywhere, and I was like, there's no like cameras. This thing's not spewing anymore.
Yeah.
Like there's no way.
Also, at that point, then like, who cares?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Probably
And
more
like,
damage was done to your car, if anything.
Exactly. But like the thing is, I'm opening this door, and I'm still like zipping my pants up, and both these officers are like,
Yeah.
"Hello,
what are you doing?
What's going on?"
They're like, no wonder this hit girl hit the fucking...
Exactly. Like, no wonder she seemed crazy. I'm like, yeah, I look a little crazy right now. I'm sorry. I was naked like 5 seconds ago. It's fine. And they just handed me their card and were like, "You need to pay for this." And I'm like, "Cool, I'll call my
Totally.
insurance."
You're like,
I'll
"Nice
call
to
my
meet you."
insurance. Really nice to meet you. They're like, "Can we have your ID?" I'm like, "Sure, but I also have like a fever." So like, I'm like staying far away from you. Sorry. And they both, as soon as I said I had a fever, they both like
Totally
took, like,
back the fuck up.
back the fuck up. And they're like, "Okay, can you read off your driver's license number?" And I'm like, "I sure
Totally.
can, officer. I sure can." And yeah, that cost me around $700.
No way.
But you know, it was fine. And then I did learn my lesson that I probably should have a little bit of like undies on at least in the morning when I'm like cooking.
Just in case.
Just in case. And to be fair, I should have learned my lesson because I was cooking bacon that morning, and bacon grease do be splatting.
Yeah.
And
Ow.
Yeah. I learned a lot that
I
morning.
love this story.
It was great.
It's one of my favorite stories.
But I
It's
just
so crazy.
But I just remember calling Kat and being like, "Oh my God."
I was like, what?
Because like we hadn't seen anybody. It was just
Yeah.
like during COVID, it was just me and her. Like we would. It was
We just have
only
little
me and
wine
her.
nights and just hang out.
We would only hang out. We'd go on our walks every day.
We loved it. Like,
we just hung
had
out with each
fun.
other.
Also,
and that
if
was
you
it.
can survive that and make it out on the other side and
Yeah.
even be closer, like...
Exactly.
You're gonna be friends for life.
Back home, like back up to Dallas, and we still like just chatted all the time. Just
Yeah, and stay
talking about
close.
everything.
And then we
It's a lot.
reconnected back again in Chicago and got to be together.
So who moved here first?
She did.
Yeah.
You did? Okay,
Yeah.
amazing.
She did. She actually was super amazing. Bestie move. Her cousin was hiring at this job, and she got me this job.
Wait, that's amazing. And then you were like,
Yeah.
I guess I'll move
Yeah,
down.
I'm into it. I actually met her in Vegas when we went, when we were talking about earlier, and
It's
she was
so
like,
much
"We're
fun.
hiring. You should join." And so I'm like, "Cool." and I joined, and then me and her got to, enjoy Chicago
Oh my
together.
gosh, fun.
Yeah.
I love it.
So we're very
And now
intertwined.
I'm moving, but Brittany wants to eventually move to New York City.
Fun.
Maybe we'll rekindle in New York City.
I know. I'm
New York
hoping
is the hub of the fucking world.
It is.
I know.
But waiting till 2025 because I need time here.
Respect.
I love Chicago so much. Like
I love it here
genuinely
too.
see myself leaving in like a minute because it's
Yeah.
really great. I'm enjoying it
I'm really
so
glad we
much.
landed here. We wanted to move, and then pandemic kind of happened, and we were like, you know what, we'll stay put for now because I feel like we won't get the full experience.
Totally.
Also, like, scary.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll
like,
just hunker the
what
fuck
is the
down.
world
Yeah.
right now? Like,
Right, is
I
it
don't
even
know.
gonna be there?
Yeah.
Still, yeah.
You know.
So we waited, and now, which I think, we stayed in Madison longer than I would have wanted, and I think we kind of outgrew it. But it made coming here that much more fun. So
See,
feel that.
I wish I stayed here for one more year, but I was like, why not? I was like,
oh my
you know
gosh, and if
what?
you have the opportunity,
I can always
to move,
come
It's your
back.
time
I
to
was
rock.
like,
It's your
you
time
never
to
know when
rock.
you're gonna do things.
If
So
I
I'm
had the
like-
opportunity to move to London, I would move to
I would
London
jump
as
on
well.
it.
I was like,
completely.
but
I'm
I
a
also
electric.
Yeah.
wish I could have stayed here a little bit longer to like hang out more people because I made so many great people and friends. I'm like,
Totally.
everyone here is so
100%.
lovely and nice, and I'm like, I'm gonna miss it
Well,
here.
and now we have someone to visit.
I know, come
Exactly.
stay.
I'm
Which
like,
I would love.
we have an
I am-
international friendy.
Oh my God, hot.
And I know you love London. Everyone come.
Obsessed.
We have a blow up mattress.
It has my name written all over
She
it.
got lots going on. She
You and
has
James
a
can stay there.
killer patio in the back too.
Oh my gosh, that's unheard of.
I can't
that's what
wait.
I'm saying. As soon as you showed it to me, I was like, this
I'll show you.
is-
I'll show you my
Wow.
place.
Fun.
I'm just excited for like the venture. I'm also excited to like design our little place. my
Yeah,
friend
that's
and I.
fun.
Our little bestie over there. I'm very
Oh, I
excited.
feel like you're gonna literally love it.
You're
So
gonna
when are
have
you
so much
coming?
fun.
I was kidding.
Literally. I'll fucking pencil it in.
I already. I'm like
I'm
telling
in.
all my friends. I'm like, so you can come here, you can come then. Brittany's like, I'm coming first. I'm like,
I am.
yes, of course you are,
It's
girl.
happening.
I'm like,
Duh.
I'm excited.
Oh, that'll be fun.
It'll be
It's gonna
very,
be exciting.
very fun.
Well, I'm excited, and I'm so glad that I got to meet you. I'm
Me too.
incredibly glad I got to squeeze you on this podcast.
Yes.
before you
I
leave.
agree.
Thank
It
you for
had to
having
happen.
me.
My pleasure. It's literally
I'm
so
so
fun.
excited.
I also do them over Zoom, so I mean, we can keep it going.
You know
babe.
what? When I'm over there,
That'd
my
be
new
so fun.
experiences, that'd be actually awesome.
I would love to hear about
And I
them.
can even have my other friend there as well, tell me about experiences.
That'd be so fun.
She's lovely.
Lots of
Incredible.
fun stories. Kat has fun
We should
everywhere
do
she
that,
goes,
actually.
so-
That makes total sense. I can imagine the fun just follows you everywhere.
Oh, it literally does.
Yeah.
It literally
I'll tell you my new experiences living there and everything. I'm excited.
Yay! Well, I'm so happy for you,
As you should,
and
you
I'm
know.
so glad that I got to know you a little bit. That's my favorite part about my podcast is like it's a great way to like have people over and just have a little chit
Yeah.
chat.
100%.
I agree.
Yeah.
100%.
I love
It's
this.
nice.
An open just chat.
It is
Completely.
Okay, and the last thing that I like to do before we close out, have you guys ever done like the rose and a thorn exercise?
No.
No.
So it's like a little thought exercise to try and
Okay.
put you in a positive mindset. So
Okay.
the rose of your day is like the best thing that happened to you today. The thorn is the
Okay.
worst. You can kind of do whichever one you want first. And then
Yeah.
the bud is something that you're looking forward to.
Oh, okay.
In today specifically.
Today specifically.
Okay.
It can be small, minute, anything. Just a little reframe.
I'll go first.
I would love it if you
Go
did.
So the Rose was doing my first podcast with you.
Oh my gosh, fun!
I've actually loved it. I was very nervous.
Okay, and it wasn't
I
so
was
scary,
no,
was
it wasn't, and it's been so much fun. I'm like, I want to do it again.
Time flies.
because I'm kind of like, ooh, like what else can we talk about next time? What kind of like idea?
You got plenty to chat about, so.
Yes.
The thorn is the worst part, right?
Yes.
Okay. I would say the sweaty train today.
Oh, totally.
Oh my god, I feel still sweaty right now. I'm like,
I know. I'm actually
I'm like-
still really sweaty. I don't know
I'm
what's
like
going on with my AC,
trucking
but I'm
it.
hot.
no,
I'll
I feel
say
different now.
It's
Better
musty a
than the
little bit.
train. Trust me. That
It was
train, I was
musty.
feeling
Yeah,
it.
Musty.
And then
At least everyone here smells amazing.
Yeah.
bud.
Damn straight.
what I'm looking forward to is like all my new memories coming up.
Yay!
Having my besties and new friends and meeting new people and just like
Totally.
experiencing like
I mean, you're literally about to go on the
challenges. I'm
adventure of a
excited.
lifetime.
Exactly.
I'm excited for people to come visit as well and just
Completely.
meet new people. I love it.
That's exciting. And I
And
like that
thank
you
you.
mentioned the challenges too, because
Yeah.
I feel like that's obviously such a big part of moving. But if you can embrace it, which
Yeah.
obviously you've done so many times before,
It's gonna be ups and downs, but I feel like you learn from it.
For
you know?
sure.
Yeah, that's the
And thank you for
exciting part.
having me.
Oh my gosh, of course. My pleasure.
Who wouldn't want to have you, Kat? Come on.
So true.
Jeez. For me, probably the rose would be getting to do something so fun with my last week with Kat, especially just because like I'm about to go travel for a week, and so I'm like missing her on her last week.
Oh,
and
totally.
so like we're like trying to plan time together, and today is like one of our last days, and getting to do this.
I know.
That's
I was like, I needed to
because like we get to like reminisce and we get to talk and just like have a really good moment.
So sweet.
And
Thank you for having us.
It's so fun. It was so fun. Probably my thorn was the guy with the BO on the blue line with his armpit in my fucking face, holding onto the rail.
That is a thorn.
That was a thorn because for 30 minutes I was just couldn't go anywhere. I had nowhere to go. I was lost.
Wait, and 30 minutes is so long.
It was a long time.
It was a really long time.
We were like,
that's so long for something to stink.
Yeah. Like, and I couldn't even do this because he kept looking at me, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to be rude, but also like,
dude, you fucking reek.
Yeah. You smell, and like,
also, I always wonder, like, when people smell, like, do you know you smell?
I don't think that they do.
Yeah.
I think they have no idea.
Don't.
I think that they have no idea. And I get
maybe
that.
it was us that smelled Brittany, though.
I don't know. I mean, my upper lip doesn't stink at all. Like, I smell fine at the moment. No, and I did smell myself when I was on the train because I was like, maybe I'm being a fucking hypocrite and I reek like shit.
I mean, here's the thing. On a hot day, everyone's going to stink a little. Exactly. But, like, when you're really blowing up the train like that...
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Hello,
that's
cheeky
all I have to
girl.
say.
Of course. You guys are doing that.
The same thing again. Not the shaved booty.
We love it.
And then the bud would probably have to be, since I'm on my like job hunting journey and my unemployed life. Honestly, I will say being unemployed right now is so nice, and like actually
kind of jealous.
Getting to live the summer that I like want to live and like find the job and like find the things that I'm like really wanting to do. Yeah. And it's like a time of like resource, and I just I just actually started my LLC for my like jewelry design business.
I know, you have to see it.
And so I'm like I'm in the works with things, and so I'm really
so are those like, designs that I've seen you post on like Instagram and stuff?
Yes.
Brit, that is so fun.
Yeah.
I know.
So I'm finally, my unemployment has brought me a lot of fruitful things, like being able to have time to like contribute to that and like work on it and really push it forward. And so that's kind of my bud. Like, I'm excited to keep it going. Totally. And like, even today, just getting to sit and work on stuff and be like really thoughtful. And, you know, my time's just for me right now. Yeah. And that's really nice.
Which honestly, like, there are only so many times where that can happen. So I feel like if you can take advantage of it, you've got to.
100%. I agree.
Oh my gosh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Also, when else are you going to be unemployed? Hopefully never.
Hopefully never.
So take this time,
like,
spend it with your family and friends.
Yes.
And
exactly.
And work on your own creative endeavors.
Exactly.
Because I will say, when you have a full-time job, it's much harder to be creative.
It is. It's very hard. It's very draining.
Yeah.
You know, like those after hours are really a lot for like recovery rather than like fruitful like contribution to whatever you're trying to do. So
for sure.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's amazing. I know, he's so funny. He loves to be a little attention whore.
Aww.
He does. I could tell when he put his booty up in the air a couple times.
Twice. Not even once.
It was like an X-rated fucking hilarious.
Feeling himself.
Having cats is a journey. Okay, I'll go next. Obviously, I'm last. I would say I'll start with my thorn. My thorn today was I had so many meetings today at work, and I wasn't even like super active in all of them. But I don't know, sometimes those days were like you're just meeting after meeting. I didn't get any actual work done, and by the end of the day I was like, I am so drained, and I haven't even done anything. I haven't accomplished anything. I was like, this is the kind of stuff like I don't want to be doing this. No, thank you.
Those are the worst days.
The worst. And I'm just on Zoom.
Genuinely. You're drained from doing nothing.
Spending way too much time like looking at myself in the camera, being like, okay, maybe you should have put makeup on today. Like, Jesus Christ. So that was definitely my thorn. I would say my rose today, I actually spent a little bit of time outside. I'm so guilty of, I work from home. And so I'm so guilty of like, I never leave the house. And I just need to get out there more. I got to get my fucking vitamin D up. I'm like, Jesus, pale as can be. Like, and I'm always that way.
Heard. Yeah. I'm right there with you, sis.
Right.
We got you.
Like, that'll never change. But I'm like, maybe I should just have like a kiss of sun.
Yeah.
You should just go out there and do your
time
upstairs
to rock
on your balcony.
I know.
And just work up
then
there.
I'll fry.
Yeah.
So
that might be a
then
little you're gonna
something.
be sweaty like the train.
I know.
We're gonna be like, ooh.
I know, that's so true. And I would say my bud is I'm actually very much looking forward to listening back on this episode. I don't go back and listen to all of them, but I'm just going to think about the fact that you guys will probably be in 2 different places at that time. And that's so fucking sweet.
I know.
I'm so excited that this could kind of like be that for both of you.
Yeah, I agree. I'm like, this is like our last like little hurrah for a minute. And it's really exciting that we get to like capture it.
That's amazing.
Maybe Sam, when you come to London next, we'll do a London episode.
Oh my God, I would love that. I would love that. We'll pencil it in.
Yeah, let's
like
pencil
come
it.
be like, I'm
Let's
going
get
to
it.
London. Let's do a London episode. Bring me someone.
Fun. Oh my God, it's so fun. No, that would be incredible. And we could talk in accents the whole time.
I love
It
it.
would be so fun. I would literally
We
love
could have
to do
some
that.
guests on there.
I
as
am
on a guest.
so guilty of when I'm over there. If I'm talking to somebody for too long, I'll start talking like them. And I'm like,
That's how I was.
Completely.
In Australia, I had an Australian
Yeah.
accent when I came back. And I think it was because I was living there for a long time. But
totally.
like, maybe I'll have one when I come back in.
Literally. You sound so posh. You're so posh.
She's a posh girl.
Well, thank
Posh
you
vibes.
both so much for joining me. This is so much
Thank
fun.
you, Sam.
You guys are both incredible guests, so you have to come and do it again soon.
Yes,
Will
we
do.
will.
Anytime.
But amazing. And thank you guys so much for listening. And everybody wish Kat a farewell. It's been incredible. She won't be far,
Thank
just
you so
across the
much.
pond.
We'll be on Zoom next time. or
Yes,
Skype
we
or
will.
whatever.
She'll be close by in our hearts completely.
In our hearts, in our minds, and
our
on
minds.
social media.
And
babe.
definitely in our
Yes.
souls.
In our
completely,
souls.
Completely.
And amazing. Well, I hope you all have a fabulous week. I hope you guys have an amazing week as well. Thank you so much for listening. And we'll be back next week with another episode. Bye.
Bye.
Another cathartic convo in the books. I feel better. How about you? Thank you so much for listening. Now I just want to jump on here and say, don't forget to follow and or subscribe to the pod on your favorite streaming platform for new episodes every single week, because I know you can't get enough of me. Additionally, if you want to gain access to exclusive episodes and lots of other goodies, join our Patreon and support the pod with your hard-earned American dollars. You can find the link in our show notes, or you can also visit us at patreon.com/pessimistic@best. And of course, don't forget to follow us on Instagram @pessimistic@best. And if you're as obsessed with me as I am with you, you can find me at Sam Georgeson on all platforms. And last but not least, I'd like to give a special shout out to my podcast editor and producer, the love of my life, James Arbai, whom I literally could not do this without. So thank you, James. I love you so much. And thank you guys for joining me again this week. I love you too. And I cannot wait to chat with you again soon.